Have you ever wondered how long it takes for a baby bee to become an adult bee? Well, it depends. There are different types of bees and they all have different lifespans. But today, we're going to focus on the most common type of bee, the western honeybee. Baby bees start out as eggs that are laid by the queen bee. Queen bee is the only female in the hive that can lay eggs. She does this in a special area of the hive called the brood nest. The eggs are tiny, only about 1 millimeter in length. They're laid in a hexagonal pattern in the honeycomb. And each egg has a little hole in it so that the developing bee inside can breathe. After the eggs are laid, they're covered with a layer of worker bees. The workers are the female bees in the hive that don't lay eggs. They do all the other work, like building the honeycomb, collecting pollen and nectar, and caring for the baby bees. The workers will guard the eggs until they hatch. This usually takes about 3 days. Once the eggs hatch, the baby bees are not exactly fully formed adults. They still need to grow and develop, and since they can't just go off to be schooled to learn how to be bees, they learn everything they need to know from the other bees around them. First, they learn how to fly from one flower to another and collect pollen and nectar. They also learn how to build honeycomb, how to defend the hive from intruders, and how to take care of the next generation of baby bees. Now, while all this learning is going on, the baby bees are growing bigger and bigger. They're molting their skin several times as they get bigger. Eventually, it's time for them to pupate. That means they spin a little cocoon around themselves and transform into adults. This stage can last anywhere from 10 to 30 days. At the end of this stage, the adult bees emerge from the cocoons and are ready to start their lives as working bees. So how long does it take for a baby bee to become an adult bee? It depends on what type of bee it is. For a honeybee, it takes about 21 days from egg to adult. But the answer isn't quite that simple. You see, when the eggs first hatch, the larvae need to be fed. Worker bees will take turns feeding the larvae and guarding the hive. The larvae will eat and grow until they're ready to pupate. Depending on the time of year and the amount of food available, this can take anywhere from 10 to 30 days. Once the larvae are ready to pupate, they'll spin their cocoons and transform into adults. So the entire process from egg to adult can take anywhere from 21 to 60 days. But some bees have even longer life cycles. For example, the queen bee can live for up to 5 years. She mates with male bees during her lifetime, but she doesn't need to. All of her eggs are fertilized. She can control the sex of her eggs, deciding whether or not a particular egg will be fertilized. Unfertilized eggs become drones, which are male bees that help the queen bee make more baby bees. Fertilized eggs become female workers, or future queens. As you can see, the life cycle of a bee is a complex and fascinating process. From the time the queen bee lays her eggs until the baby bees emerge from their cocoons, there is a lot that goes on. So the next time you see a honeybee buzzing around, remember that it has been through a lot to get where it is today. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about bees, click here. We'd love to have you. Thanks for watching. See you next time.